In the first three segments of the presentation, we talk a lot about internet standard. We talk about the different type of network, the different size of network, and we talk about a few components that are used in network, in local area network, such as switch, such as router, such as network interface card, and the port that is used to connect the cable, which is RJ45 port. So we talk a lot about twisted pair cable. So now we're going to explain a little bit about twisted pair cable. So this cable here is a twisted pair cable. So what that means, inside that cable, we have 8 wires, and each wires are twisted by pair that give you 8 pair of wires inside that cable. And on top of the wires, they have we have that jacket, that plastic jacket that provide protection for all those wires inside the cable. However, there are 2 types of twisted pair cable. And as a computer technician, as a network technician, as an IT professional, this is the most important thing in that slide. I want you to understand that there are 2 types of twisted pair cable. A twisted pair cable is a cable that have 8 wires inside, and they are twisted by pair. That means there are 4 pair of wire inside this cable, and they have that jacket that provide protection to the wire inside the cable. And on top of the cable, we have the RJ45 connector. The RJ45 connector is designed for the RJ45 port. So the RJ45 look exactly like a telephone jack. However, the telephone jack is designed for only 4 wires. They call it a RJ11. And the Ethernet cable is designed, the Ethernet jack or RJ45 port is designed for 8 wires. So if you look at it, the only thing you will see is a little bit bigger than the telephone connector. The telephone connector is RJ11 and this is RJ45. But what I want you to understand also, there are 2 types of twisted pair cable. There are shielded twisted pair and unshielded twisted pair. Earlier I said there are 4 wires inside this cable, and inside and in the outer part, the outer part is a plastic jacket. However, for the shielded twisted pair, underneath under this plastic jacket, there is another layer. It's like a foil layer that protect the cable, the wires inside the cable against electromagnetic interference. So let me explain that again. There are 2 types of cable. The unshielded twisted pair, which is the UTP, is doing a good job where there is no electromagnetic interference. But in any place where there are electromagnetic interference, you will have to use a shielded twisted pair, because in the shielded twisted pair, under the plastic jacket, there is a foil jacket designed to protect the wires inside the cable against electromagnetic interference. electromagnetic interference can slow down the speed of a network. EMI, or electromagnetic interference, can slow down the speed of a network, and they can create data corruption. So if you have a place that have a lot of electromagnetic interference, you have to use the shielded twisted pair. The other place you have to use shielded twisted pair, like if you have what they call a plenum. A plenum space is a space on a floor or in a roof they design only for cable. This is the place where they put electrical cable. This is the place where they put camera cable. This is the place they put audio cable. This is the place where they want all type of cable. And this is the place you're going to run your data cable. So in that plenum space, you have a lot of electromagnetic interference. So if you're going to run your data cable in that space next to the electrical wire, to the sound cable, to the video cable, you need to use a shielded twisted pair cable. So this is something that you must know. The UTP cable unshielded twisted pair is used for Ethernet connection, or whether if you are running this cable in a place where they have a lot of EMI or electromagnetic interference, you must use the other type of twisted pair, which is the shielded twisted pair. Now, this give you an idea, give you the type of cable, the category of cable on the market, the frequency that each of those cables support, the capacity instead of bandwidth each of this cable, and the distance you can run the cable. Most of them can go up to 100 meters. So that means the distance between the switch and the computer cannot be longer than 100 meters or 328 feet. So if you use Cat5, Cat5 is one of the older cable. You cannot even find that in the market anymore. They used to be 100 megahertz frequency. They support 100 megabits per second, and the distance was 100 meters or 328 feet. So the network application was for 100 base T. We have the 5E cable, Cat5E. Cat5E, you can find Cat5E in many networks today. Actually, to connect a computer or a laptop to a switch, you can use Cat5E, because Cat5E support 100 megahertz and can go up to 1 gigabit speed, support up to 1 gigabit speed, and can go up to 228 feet. However, now most technicians use Cat6 that go to 250 megahertz, have a capacity of 1 gigabit per second, and go to 328 feet, and it's a 1000 base T. We have two types of Cat6, they're both the same. There is one that supports up to 10 gigabits. However, the one that supports 10 gigabits per second can go only not longer than 55 meters. And we have the 6A that support up to 500 megabyte, and this one is 10 gigabit per second, can go up to 100 meters. So the 10 gigabits, they call it the 10G base, and still using the twisted pair. So all of them are cable that can be used on Ethernet standard network. Do you have to know all of this to memorize all of this? Not really, But what you have to understand today, if you're going to connect a computer to a switch, Cat 5e or Cat 6 or Cat 6a is the best to go. But it depends of what is the speed of your network and what is the capacity of your network. Now, there is something I want to bring to your attention. The fact that the network is 10 gigabit per second, that doesn't mean if you have an old computer with a network interface card that is designed to support 10 gigabits, it will be able to use your 10 gigabits. So as a technician, you have to pay attention not only to the cable, what type of network the cable can support, what type of bandwidth the network can support. You have to pay attention to the cable. What cable can support the bandwidth of your network? You have to pay attention to the switch, because some switch, they put it right on top of them. They support only 10 megabit per second. Some switch support 100 megabit per second. But if you have a network that supports 100 gigabit per second, and what you have is a switch that supports 10 megabit per second, the switch will slow down the speed of your network. So the speed of the switch, the speed of the router, the speed of the cable, the speed of the RJ45, all of this may be able to work in harmony. All of them have to support the same speed that you're buying from your internet service provider. So it's not only one component that determines the speed of your network. This is not only one component that decides the bandwidth of your network. This is all the components working together. So this is the reason why those of you who go to school to learn how to do it better than somebody who stand over someone's shoulder, because you know the technology, you know what it takes for your network to deliver on promise. So this is the reason why taking that class is very important. Now what I ask you to do, I'm asking you to do your reading. I'm going to post that presentation. You're going to have your presentation as a guide for your reading, and also you have to do all your work assignment. So when time comes, you will come here and we will do some practice, because the core competitive value of Mattapan Tech is hands-on. The employers that are hiring our students know that they do hands-on. I'm sure you will learn a lot, because this program is not new. We prepare a lot of IT technicians online, but we love you to come here to put your hand on the different components that I'm talking about and do some practice, and I'm telling you that will come soon. For the next time, for another presentation. Thank you.